June is Men's Health Awareness Month, and men are facing a mental health crisis in our country. It is called an epidemic for men, known as male loneliness. Dr. Jess Rowney joins me now from the Cleveland Clinic to talk about the rising issue and some of the most common reasons men are saying that they feel lonely these days. Doctor, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, happy to be a part of it.
So, Dr. Rowney, is male loneliness affecting young men or is it older men?
It can certainly affect across the board. It certainly affects women too, but I think the reason that we're looking at this as a bit of an epidemic is that in younger men, the numbers are rising. Recent studies show that up to 15% of men report actually having zero friends, which is numbers that are higher than we have seen in the past.
Oh, yeah. I'm wondering, and I think a lot of people are wondering this too, does social media play a role in increasing the feelings of loneliness among men, maybe decreasing some of those in-person relationships?
I think it's playing a big role, actually. Obviously, social media has taken over our lives over the last 10 years or so. And in combination with general social media, I think a lot of the younger men are certainly involved in a lot of online gaming more than the female population is, which is a lot of online interactions, but a vast majority of those are relatively negative interactions. They are not friendly, supportive conversations. And even patients who tell me that they do have people that they consider close friends online, they aren't leaving the house and they're only talking to them through these games and through social media. And our brains and bodies just do not process that the same way as in-person human connections. That doesn't form the same type of relationship and satisfaction and fulfillment.
Yeah.
So I think it's playing a pretty major role overall.
Yeah, definitely isolating. I'm wondering what seems to be the other common factors that men are feeling lonely maybe at an older age?
Well, I think that some of this is classic as well. I mean, the numbers are going higher, but the idea of this isn't much higher. I think that men just classically have not been as advanced as women at being able to show emotion and express feelings, especially from generations above getting handed down over time. I mean, the wartime generations came home and didn't speak much about what took place there and were a bit closed off and guarded. And that, I think, set up some masculine stereotypes. So certainly in the populations that we see, things that are more classically, stereotypically male jobs and roles, such as firemen, police, construction, those kinds of things. Not only do they not have a lot of practice at sharing emotions and asking for help and expressing the need for support, but even when we have them in the hospital or we see them in the outpatient office, it takes quite a bit of urging to get them to practice opening up a little bit. And until people start opening up about how they're actually feeling, pretty tough to feel a whole lot better than they have been feeling.
What can men do to overcome some of these feelings of loneliness? What can family members do too to help out?
Well, men themselves have to be able to step up a little bit and really force themselves out of their comfort zone. So staying in the house isn't going to be a great option. Even if you feel like you have connections online and social media, that's not going to cut it in the long run. You need to physically be out of the house. You need to make connections in the world. Fortunately, there are a lot of opportunities for community groups, community sports, meetup groups, new gyms and things like CrossFit that open up that are meant to be purposely community focused. So there's a lot of real opportunities out there, but you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and take some action in this. Inaction is going to feed the depression, feed the anxiety, feed the loneliness. So it's got to be a purposeful thing. And then family and friends, really the best thing they can do is talk about it with the people that they think might be struggling, look for ways to recognize it, and really just reach out and make it known that you're there for support, because people who are going through with this oftentimes don't speak up because they're so worried they're going to feel like a burden to those around them.
Oh, yeah.
And in reality, once they actually open up, it's almost never the case that they're a burden. People are usually there with open arms and saying, I had no idea that you were going through this and feeling this way. I'm so glad you let me know. Let's go out and do something. Let's go to the gym. Let's go on a hike. Let's go grab a cup of coffee, anything to get things moving forward.
Yeah, make them feel included, but also if they're spotting some signs that look out of the ordinary, they should speak up and try to help them out. Well, Dr. Rowney, thank you so much for helping us today. As we continue to focus on men's health, we are doing this all month long. Very important for men to pay attention to their mental health too. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.